this close to the portal. We're about to get into, yeah, cool? All right, so up here, if everyone can shine their lights above us, this is a huge thing in all subterranean complexes, especially ones like this that aren't like tunnels being used. This is an active mine being worked. This is called a fault line right here. This is a very dangerous area. We are standing in one of the most dangerous areas that you can inside of the subterranean complex. So, does everybody see the actual like line of like corrosion above us that looks like this colored? You see it up there? So what that is that's two different types of rock smashing together and grinding, okay? The way to tell that, if you can't see the line above, is to look down below. All this shit right here, all this soot that's collecting at the bottom is the rock actually grinding together and collecting down to ground. So you'll see this in multiple places. Fault lines are good to know for a number of reasons. One, obviously it's a very dangerous area, so you could need to brace it, you could need to do some things to make it a little safer. But two, as an engineer point of view, if I were to want to decommission this mine and I was putting charges, this would be where I'd want to attack, is at the fault lines. Make sense? Questions on that?
What kind of charge would you use?
I would use dynamite. So dynamite is what engineers would call like a quarrying type of demolition. It's specifically, the REF of it, 0.92, specifically for like rock removal. So yeah, I would use dynamite. And as we're going throughout, if you're looking on the walls, you'll see like little like boreholes. Those were boreholes that were made to put demolitions in, and whatever reason they decided. That ice? That is ice. Jesus.
That's nice.
Cool, and this is another fault line right here above us. If you want to check it out, straight at the bottom, and you can see a good example of two different types of rock if you look over on that left side there. When we do the maintaining a sub-T complex class, so if you'll notice with this and the main portal out there, these three-piece sets are made in a specific shape. Can you tell me what that is, that shape? Oldest shape in construction. It's an archway, yeah. The oldest bracing structure in mankind, an archway, okay? It's specific. All right, so this up here, you all see this? This is another piece of bracing. It's mostly used in areas where you don't have enough room to do a full three-piece set. This is called a stole, all right? So all this is a piece of wood wedged up here, and there's wedges on the sides, not on that side, but on this side, so it's jammed to the rock over there. There's a wedge right here that was just beaten in, okay? And this is just a way to enforce different areas. So, this subdrift right here, if you could shine your lights on it. If there was a book about fault lines, there would be a picture of this subdrift in it. This is okay, so this here is, everyone's heard of a mine shaft. This is what a mine shaft is. This right here going up. There's two types of mine shaft. There's raises and there's lowers, okay? Raises and lowers they're decided raise and lowers relative to the direction they were dug, okay? So there's a portal beneath us, there's a portal above us. This is a raise because if you're going up and you actually climb up there, you can tell that it was blasted from this direction, making it a raise, if that makes sense for everybody, yes? Cool. All right, so a couple things here. We're gonna talk about wood structures for a second. So first is this ladder. Everybody see it pretty well? Cool, so this ladder right here, what do you notice about the way it's built?
They're like sunk in, the rungs.
Yeah, so it's notched in, okay? This is a really common practice in terms of wood structures inside of mines. The ladder is notched in because all these nails are oxidized because of how wet it is in here. So as these nails rust, they are irrelevant to the structure of the ladder because it's wood on wood holding all the weight. Does that make sense? Other type of wood frame structure. So this here is just a thing that was built to brace this raise right here, this raised mine shaft. All right, another way to tell how old a mine actually is without having a Ben Biljone to just ask is by the wood frame structures inside. So on the outside, did anybody see any evidence that there was any type of trees that were cut down? Because there was. Hundreds of years ago, these trees right here were cut down outside and placed in here. That's how old this mine is. That's how old this wood is, okay? This isn't like manufactured 2x4s. These are actual full strength logs that were cut down outside and placed in here, okay? So when it comes to wood frame structures inside a mine, it's okay to be wet and it's okay to be dry. It's not okay to go from wet to dry, vice versa. So these ones are oxidized or waterlogged. As long as they stay that way, these are perfectly safe. To that owner on kind of what he does with it. There's OSHA compliances. Like I said, Ben used to be the Nevada State Mine Inspector. So he's looking for oxygen levels. He's looking that you got proper shoring and proper structures built for cave collapses, proper things set in place. Vein, yeah, gold, like a gold vein. So that's how they decide where to go. They're not just like pickaxing randomly. They're following gold veins until they run out, and then cool, fuck, that one ran out, let's go that way. So like those little subdrifts that just stop after a foot or two, it's because they followed the vein and it didn't go very far, and they stopped, went back, kept following more veins. So at this time, everyone turn off your light. And be quiet. Someone's blinking red over there. Stop that. Cover it up. Total darkness. Come on. Oh, it's a GoPro.
Yes, sorry. I'll
Just hide
turn it off.
Pretty fucked up, right? So it's right. So it's very rare that human beings experience total darkness. That's what we're experiencing right now. It's a little better when you're talking because it's giving you something to go off of. It's bouncing off the walls. It's echolocation style. Like it's giving you some sort of like depth perception, some sort of any type of senses that you can follow. When it's dead quiet and it's pitch black like this, your senses start to get crazy. So if anybody's ever heard of like mine ghost stories, like mines are haunted, things like that, that's where they come from, is from their sensory deprivation. So people being down there, their sensory deprivation for hours and hours and hours, what's happening is their minds are trying to fill in the gaps. And they're starting to hear shit, they're starting to see shit, they're trying to make something out of nothing because their mind has nothing to go off of. Cool? So, with a match or a cigarette, what direction, it looks like it's kind of going up right now, it's not, it's going somewhere. What direction is the smoke going? It's going that way. It's going that way, because that's where the airflow is taking it, so the smoke is pointing to the portal.
What are you doing? One second.
We're good? Oh, yeah. So, this is a lower. This lower is connected. Actually, sorry, this is also a raise, okay? So the raise is not relative to you. It's the relevance to the direction it was built. This is directly attached to the lower portal. The lower portal is flooded. This is the end. So this is where clearly they spent most of their time. The gold vein led them here and then led them in 100 different ways, backwards, forwards, up, down, and they just kind of kept going from here. So if you look around, like over there, you can see how fucking old some of these shovels are. Look at the metal.
was right over there.